hope everyone is having a great Thursday so far. I am here to teach you a little bit about variables in a controlled experiment. I'd just like to point out a few things. First off, the scientific method is the way that scientists can test a hypothesis. Now, the steps of a scientific method can be switched. Sometimes after you develop a hypothesis, you realize you needed to do a little bit more research, and then you might modify your hypothesis. Or you could come to a conclusion and realize that something in your experiment wasn't exactly how it should have been, and you have to conduct your experiment once again. So the scientific method is actually those steps, but sometimes they just switch around or repeat. Okay, so that's just a reminder of how the scientific method actually works. It's flexible. Second, I wanted to talk about something really important in an experiment, and it's the variables. Now, I know that you know variables are something that can be changed. Every experiment should have an independent variable. So you have a variable that you manipulate or you change, and then the dependent variable is measured based on that change. For example, let's say that you wanted to test which color car makes the inside the hottest during a summer day. You could have a blue car, a red car, a yellow car, and a black car, and test inside of that car by using a thermometer, checking the temperature a certain amount of times, at least 3 times, because you need multiple trials, and then seeing which car color gets the hottest. That's one experiment. The independent variable, or the thing that you changed or manipulated, would be the car color. Okay, whereas the dependent variable is the temperature, and that can always be measured. Okay, so then you will have data based on that. Now, some things need to stay the same. Those are the control variables. The control variables are also called the constants. They are the things that no matter what color car it is, everything has to be the same. Let's talk about some of the control variables. The size of the car. If you have a tiny little car and you have a big car, well, the heat is going to spread out to a smaller car faster. And so it might get more hot just because of the size and not the color. So all the cars have to be the exact same size. They have to be the exact same carpet inside, because maybe carpet, is a little cooler than leather, and so on and so forth. So those things you have to control or keep the same so that the thing that you're changing, the independent variable, is actually what's being tested for your data. The dependent variable are the data points or what you're measuring. Okay, so now that we've done this little bit of a review, I want you to watch a video about controlled experiments, or just experiments in general, but they are controlled. That's what scientists also call them. One more thing you need to know is that control variables are different than the control. The control of an experiment is the thing that you don't change to measure it against your data. For example, the only way you would know how hot those cars got is if you measured the outside temperature. You would have to measure that outside temperature to know the difference between your data and how much it was changed based on your independent variable, and what would have happened if nothing was changed at all. One more example of that is if you did an experiment testing which substance kept apples from getting brown. Well, you could put different substances on apples, like ginger ale, lemon juice, and water. And you could test to see which one is helping it not get brown. But of course, you'd have to have an apple, or the control, that has no substance added to it at all to see the difference between that apple and the apples that do have a substance. Then you really know what the effect was of that substance. So I hope you understand, and again, go watch that video and do the activity. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.